Good evening, everybody. DJ Styles here, Custom Corpses. Damn, don't want to get on there. Okay. Okay, give me a sec. Okay. Let's see what I got. Let's see who's on. Let's see what kind of. Come on, pair. All right, let's see what we got here. Wow, everything's working pretty fast. The internet's been really crappy. But lately it seems like we've been getting really good service. Boom. Wow, how does that happen? What's happened, cranky face? Having a good day? Yes, we are. And I'm working hard on this sculpture. And I'm realizing that I have to. Wow, I don't have any pictures. Do I have any pictures? Oh, let's see what I got here. Yes, I do have some pictures of the screen used. But I need it clear so I can see what I'm dealing with here. Okay. All right. Now. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to use this picture right here. I know it's green paper, but that's not going to hurt nothing. I got the nose done. The nose looks amazing. I've done a lot to this. What's that? Excuse me, I'm just getting over a cold, so that's why I haven't been on, guys. I've been kind of sick. Not a bad cold, but just enough to be annoying. And I started using a CPAP machine, so you can imagine how tough that was with the CPAP. Let me start out by saying hello to everybody. Cranky Room's working on my flashback mask. Yeah, baby. We doing a flashback. Well, this is like the, what, 15th retool? I don't know. I've lost count on how many retools I've done to this mask. Sculpture. I just keep getting closer and closer and closer. Check out my shirt. Can you see it? Yeah, you guys can see that, right? Let me turn it a little bit back towards you. Yeah, baby. I've got my. Yeah, I mean, look, I'm no expert at sculpting. Everybody, might think that. That's not true at all. And I'm an artist. I've been an artist my whole life, but only 5 years ago is when I started this mask business. And you may think 5 years is a long time. Well, it's not. There's people that have been doing this for 30, 40 years. And I'm going to say this going forward to anybody that's out there that's just learning how to do this. The number one thing you should learn is anatomy. If you're going to start doing faces, whatever, bodies, learn anatomy. Real important. Okay, so I'm looking at this picture and I'm working on the bridge of the nose right here. I need to make my marks on what I'm doing here. I need to drop down and very little. Should use a finer tip. All right, now this here is the straightaway. And what I have to do is I've got to bring this pitched higher. Now what I've done there, outside of driving myself crazy, I'm going to start working this area here. Just to create a little bit of a dent there. Need a clump of clay here. All right, now I'm gonna, as soon as I get done getting this thing started, I'm gonna explain. Okay. Yeah, this shirt's sick. I'm gonna show it to you in a minute, guys. I'll show you this shirt. This is pretty cool. How did I do that? I scuffed up the nose here somehow. I put a couple of dents, or not dents, but must have hit it somehow. Okay, so let me tell you the little. It seems like very little changes to the sculpture, but they're significant, believe it or not. And I'm still working on the eye cuts, but very, very subtle. It's not. It's not. It's really nothing that. And that's too big. I need a smaller. Where'd my small one go? Actually, you know what I can use? I can use this. I haven't, like this little tiny. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I like that. Okay. Now these dents are very subtle. They're like the scowl where it comes into the nose. Yeah, I have it set at the right height now, and why I want to show you this. If you look here, you see the dents going into the nose. I can see the shadowing in this picture really good. The very top of that beginning of that dent, where the ridge of the nose is even with the eye cuts. Very top, even with the eye cuts. Actually, yeah, right here is even with the eye cuts. Right there. It's supposed to be right there. Hold on. I gotta fix that. It's not prominent enough. You don't see it. Now these dents that I'm putting in here are very subtle, and they have to be shaped right. Now, the majority of those dents are going to really pop and look more natural once I smooth with naphtha. But I'm not ready for that yet. Mm-hmm. Okay, hold on. I'm not far enough. Okay, I got to speak up. Can you hear me okay now if I speak up? Red row. In a little bit, I want to do that effects, and I want to show you the folders in the hard drive. So this way, you know exactly where to go to play the music. When you want to reach outside the box of what's on the playlist. I don't want to restrict you to the point where you can't be a little creative. You want to do some stuff your own. You want to be able to play a little bit of your own shit. You know what I mean? But I want to show you that. So I don't want to be on here too long. I'm not going to be on here too long. Can you hear me okay? I have to speak up. That's what I have to do because that's how that's supposed to look. I started working on this yesterday. It was yesterday. I did start working on the scale yesterday. What's up, Scots? Now, you know what? There's just so many people out there that have done a great 78. What is the point? There's just too many good masks out there that did the 78. If it wasn't for Pipe Master, I wouldn't have done this mask because I was going to stick to just doing the 78. It's just it's frustrating because this mask is not a 78, and we're so used to doing the 78. I'm sorry, I'm concentrating here. Just trying to put that line back in there the way it's supposed to go. All right. Now, do I have that prominent enough? Well, it looks like there's another little dent, like that's right to the left side of this. Just a real small one. Let me, I need, what tool do I need? I need to create this little dent. And it's real subtle. It is real subtle, barely noticeable. But we want this thing to be as accurate as possible. We do. Yeah, that looks right. That looks a lot better than the other version that I had done. Okay, so what else have I done? All right, let's talk about it. First of all, I've got to fix that because that lip is driving me nuts, and I know what it is. This lip's not bulging out right here, just it's not quite there yet. It's got to come out just a little bit further. That's it. Yeah, that looks a lot better now. From my perspective. Kind of hard to know what it looks like on camera. But when I'm looking at this side of that lip, it's even with the other side now. Yes, that looks a lot better. Now my clay is pretty soft right now because I had just warmed it up. Now I'm going to get this little pop out. I don't want that. Now it makes that lip look a little higher than this one now, and that's not what I want. I got to bring that down. I don't want the peak high. I don't want to lose this depth, but I don't want that peak as high. The right peak is a lot higher. Got to make sure the depth is right too. The lips are very difficult, very, very difficult to do. But once you understand them, it's pretty easy. Once you get it, you got it. You don't have to worry about trying to yeah, I'm going to show you guys. You know what? I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you guys can see this a little better. I've also worked on the ears, guys. I'm still working on them, so they're not perfect yet. So I'm doing some ear work to them. I've got that that swoop in here. It goes out past the ear. I dug in deeper here. I still got some carving to do in this ear. But the other thing I also did was I also fanned out the ears and made them stick out a little further on the face. They weren't so flat against the head. I put a little more scowl to the front of this head to make it more flush at the very bridge of the nose, because that's the way that's supposed to be. The eye cuts, when you're looking at this sculpture, you cannot look at the eye cuts from the inside. You have to look at the outer edge. That is what the eye cut is. It's not the inside, it's the outside of that cut. This would be the cut line when I'm cutting that. When I'm cutting that latex, it's right here, right on that outside edge. That's the actual eye cut. This inside here is only a guideline. When I go to cut this, I cut on the outside edge. This way you don't see any latex on the inside of that eye cut. I changed the nose. First I battled with this side because the depth was different on this side versus this side. And when I say depth, I mean into the face. It was only off by like maybe a 1/16 of an inch, but it was enough to make this nostril here really give me fits. So instead of trying to constantly work on this side, I kept being told, "Yeah, you got to lower this. You got to lower this. This is too far out. It's too far out." So what I did was like, okay, every time I did that, I changed the pitch of the nose, and it just didn't look right. So I added more to this side, and bingo, I got it right on the money. I got it right on the money. I'm going to zoom in the camera. I'll let you guys see the shirt too. It's pretty cool. Got to zoom in. So this is my DJ Styles custom shirt here. All right, and it's got the, what the hell does it say, Michael Myers or something like on this side. And on the back it has the 2018 mask. You have the cool ass logo on the, and then here you got the 2018 mask that's on the back of the shirt. It's like a baseball. It's a baseball uniform. No, I ordered this a couple years ago. I found it. I don't know where I found it. I think it was on Facebook. I found it on Facebook, and I ordered it right away when I saw it. And there was only a few of them, man. There wasn't too many. And I was lucky to get it in the size that I got it. Ah. Yeah, man. Yeah, the 2018 mask. So, I'm still seeing this peak being a little too high. All right, so now that I bumped out that a little bit, I've got to fix. Now it's sunk in here. It's got a little bit of a sunken in look here. Joshy is what's happening, Joshy? There's a heart next to your what you're saying there. This mask something be mine. I don't know what that means. I gotta wait for somebody else to comment again so I can see that full comment. There's a heart blocking the rest of your message. Yeah, this mask is going to really be. I really don't want to. That's why I'm not rushing this. I really want to make sure that this is super accurate. I'm not trying to. Now I'm not trying to sell the mask no more. You know, I'm not trying to. This mask is really going to be, when it's done and it's ready, that's when it'll be up for sale. I also fixed the check mark cheek here, or the cheek here. The cheek lines aren't nearly as deep, and now it goes straight across, and it looks 10 times better. You know, thanks to Pipe Master again, kind of kicking me in the ass. I've been had a bad attitude. I haven't been feeling good, so forgive me guys if I'm a little short-tempered. I've been sick, battling a cold on top of it, battling all the other bullshit that I'm dealing with. It's just really frustrating. And I get so, like, I got ass hurt because my mask wasn't selling. You know, the Ultra. I can't get it to sell. And I'm being honest with you, that's all. I don't care, because I'm not like one of these guys that pretends to be something I'm not. I'm very realistic. And when I knew the mask was awesome, but there's also some things that aren't accurate on it. And I can tell you right now, the nose was a factor. My belief. The nose wasn't accurate enough. I have the nose very accurate now. But I'm really trying to get this thing perfect. I think I'm going to add another thing. You're going to look at me and you're going to go, oh my God, he's destroying this mask. No, I'm not. I've got to add a little bit more forehead here because it slopes back a little too far. I think I have to bring that forehead out further. And the reason why I kind of have to do that is because I can't seem to get that hairline right. And I know what it is. The hairline, it bumps out a little further here, but the only reason that I can't do it on here is because the head slopes back too much. And if I cut the hairline back further, it'll really look stupid. It won't look right because the forehead's not far enough out. So what I'm going to do, and here's a little trick for you guys to learn right now. All right, so I have a picture of this mask with a profile shot, if I can find it. I know I have it. There it is. So this is the screen used mask. Now, what the hell is that pile of hair? Nice. That's the screen used mask. That's also the ear that I'm trying to make right there too. All right, now you see that head that's so bumped out like that? Now I'm going to keep that right in front of me. And I'm going to try and fix this forehead, because my head slopes back way too much. Actually, you know what I need to do? All right. Now, this is where angles become such... This is the perfect flashback. It looks almost there. It's almost there. But you're probably not going to like what I'm getting ready to do. All right, you see how the head is leaning forward? The neckline is cut back. You see how mine is level here, but the face is leaning? That's because the neckline it's level to the table. All right, but the actual angle this sits on your face is like this. Straight up and down vertically. That's how it would be on your face, and the neckline is slanted back because your shoulders get in the way. Your shoulders have to have room, and that's why the neckline is further forward. Now, with that being said, before I start fixing this forehead, I have to find something that will slant this thing forward for me enough to where yabba dabba do. All right, let me think of something here. Hold on. Will this do it, or is that too much? This might be too much. We're going to find out. take a look. Yeah, that's the way that's supposed to be. A little bit lower. Now that's about right there. Now you see, if you look at the profile, see how it's vertical, the face now. I don't have it facing the camera quite perfectly yet. Let me do something here, because this thing is right in my way. All right, that's how I want that face to look, because I want this is why angles are so important. I want that face to be at the same angle as this face when I'm adding clay to the forehead. You can see that that forehead is already, mine's not sticking out far enough. And I'm talking about right up in here. I have to add clay. All right, so that being said, I need to pull it back towards me. All right, now I'm going to take a worm of clay. And I'm making a worm, and I'm going to flatten it a little bit and try to make it even, with one end tapered down and the other end tapered down. I can already tell that's about how much I've got to add. A little less. Now you can smash this worm until you get the right depth, and that's what I'm doing. I'll make sure I'm centered too on the head. Now, there's too much right here. All right, so I took a little of that off. I'm going to show you this. Okay, now I got to put this back up on that. It's leaning a little bit too forward. But now, with that worm of clay centered to the face, all right, now I'll build this out like this. I'll fan all this together and make sure that clay is lumped in. Then I could remake my hairline once. But now, if you look at the profile, see what I did to that? Trying to make the face the same angle. See what I'm saying? All right, now I have the right depth. That is the correct depth. Now, I just have to smooth it in. Now there's already a natural bump that's right here. All right, so that's going to work for me. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make smaller noodles, worms, not noodles. to go out this way with it once I know how I want this to lay. It's all about trying to get the right depth, and you don't want this to now remember, I'm going to be tooling this again too. This had to be done because it wasn't quite right. The forehead was not sticking out far enough, and the problem was by not having this out far enough, I couldn't get the right depth on the hairline. The hairline didn't look right. Yeah, looks more menacing now. Yeah, looks like something out of a sci-fi picture, not a. All I'm trying to do now is get the depth right. A lot of scraping that has to take place yet to get this right. Mm-hmm. This is going to give it the right depth with the forehead, and that little bump that's right here is going to look more natural. I cut away a lot of the forehead because there was a couple angled shots that I saw that didn't make sense to me. Now I'm filling in between. As you can see, I'm bringing that V shape in between and filling it in. Now that the depth is right. Believe me, I got a lot of smoothing to do with this. Just trying to fix what I should have fixed a while ago, but I didn't. It's too shallow. Thank God my clay's still warm. Get that real hard line out of there before the stuff gets too hard. Once that starts stiffening up, which it's already starting to, you lose that softness, and then you got work to do. This is really going to be very, 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 very accurate. Um, the sculpture, no doubt in my mind. I thought I was real close last time, and then new pictures came out and blew my thoughts. Blew my thoughts on perfection. Just when you think you got it right. Just when you think when you got it right. Now see, by adding that far enough out, now when I bring that hairline out, it's going to come out further and give you that little that look that we're missing with the hairline on the front. It's at the very front of the skull, the mask. It's not so much the and this isn't being rushed, guys. I don't have to sell this thing now. It doesn't have to start making money until, sometime after Halloween. God knows when, but when I get there, I get there. 3 watching, including myself. Who else is on still? Who's here? Say hello. How many have I lost? Right now, all I'm trying to do is get this bump even. That explains that little dip in the head, don't it? Yeah, it does. Huh, I'll be damned. There's a little dip in that picture that I have. It's a little dip right here, just like this. It's almost identical. That's crazy. Because I added a lot of clay to the back of this head, and I stripped away some of it already, too, to make the head a little bit less, not as, what's the right word I'm looking for? Got some work to do on this side now. See how that came together, guys? Once I scrape this down, I'll have the right depth and smoothed out. I see a dip here. Now what I'm trying to do is just balance everything out, make sure it's all uniformly the same thickness. And feather it out. Yeah, there's no rush to get this done. But I want it right. I want it right. That's more important than trying to rush to beat a holiday. I'm just not. I gave my shot with the masks. Okay, nobody else has commented. Wow, man, no comments all of a sudden. Everybody bounce. Thorberg, what's happening? Yo, I just saw your comment there. Wow, man, why is all these blue marks on the? I don't know what they stand for. It's like everybody has the exact same blue mark, or purple. It's not so much blue; it's purple. Joshy Asylum mask, line. Okay, what's up, Joshy Asylum? He's in the house. Hey man, I watched one of your videos last night, or was it last? Yeah, it was last night. I passed out, and it's not because you were blind. It's just because I'm still sick, and I put that mask on, that mask, and it just puts me right out. I think. Let me look at it from both profile points. I think I got the angle right. Okay. Now what we do is we do this thing called raking. And that's what this tool is. Now before I do that, I get my tools off of here because now this rake, this is a rake. This rake has these little tiny pinholes, like little, it's a rake on one side of this and the other side's flat. The rake, what that does is it balances out your thickness. It's hard to explain. Without this rake, you're really doomed. You can't really get a, oop, I got the wrong side on. And you'll see these lines. You see those lines? Now I'm going to crisscross that. And this evens out the clay. Oh, I forgot to take that down. I'm sorry. That's why it's tipping all over the place. I don't need it there now. Now I got the right depth. Now, I just removed quite a bit of the clay, but without wrecking what I've done. Mm-hmm. Now what I'm doing is I'm bringing it down into the original clay. Now the other side, Joshy Asylum. Now the other side of this blade doesn't have the rakes in it, and that's what you use to take out the rake marks. All right, and that's what gives you that balance of making sure everything's, you know, round, and you know, it's how you get your shape right. It's how you get the rake marks out. You want to get the rake marks out. That's all I'm removing now. I've got the shape down. Now I just have to get the rake marks out. And I want to bleed in. I want to blend in into the original clay. Point was this, the point to doing this was to get this forehead back to where it should be, not where it was. Custom. Let's see, what do we got, Josh? Custom at custom courses. Do not mess with those lips. Trust me, I'm not. These lips are perfect. I just have to clean them up. I have the lips almost perfect. Yeah, and the thing is, Josh, is once you figure them out, that's the hard part, figuring out how these lips are really shaped. And once you have it figured out, you'll never forget it. I know I've retooled these lips just on this sculpt that I'm resculpting right now 3 times. And why I say that is the very first time I had these lips sticking out way too far. And it just didn't look right. I'm like, what the hell's going on? What the hell's going on? I didn't touch the chin, but I brought let me aim this at you directly. I couldn't get the profile right. I'm looking at it, it's driving me crazy. The profile didn't look right. And what makes this a little bit more difficult is the way I have this positioned on the table. This face is naturally leaning back a little bit. The reason why I did that on purpose is because of the neckline. I wanted to make sure that the slant of the neck was in the cut. When I go to mold this with stone, your toughest area to stone is up underneath the chin. But if I can lean the head back a little bit, it's easier to get that stone up underneath that chin area. All right, and also it's easier to keep your your slant there. The reason why this looks level, but it's actually not. When the mask is on you, it's leaning forward, and now you can see where the slant of the neck is. You see what I'm saying? So all these little angles that you have got to figure out when you're doing this kind of a mask. It is not easy, and this is all about making it easier for me in the molding process. That's why I go the extra mile with creating a base, which I still have to do. And by the way, guys, in case you don't know, this mask is already being named. I have a name for it. All right, it's going to be called 141. I keep getting, like, I'll get people say, man, that looks like 1 for 1. That looks like 1 for 1. I'm like, damn, that's a cool name to name the mask. 1 for 1. That's what we're going to do. Number 1 dash number 4 dash number 1. Instead of the ultra, instead of the this and the that, this is going to be the 1 for 1. And hopefully I have it that close. Just saying. Now, you can see the pitch of the ears have changed. If you look at the mask straight on, if I can get it straight at you, see how the pitch is on the ears now? You can see them more, and it looks more screen accurate. The ears aren't flat against the head, so you can kind of see the ears now when you're looking at the sculpture. Yeah, oh yeah, I've already started redoing the ears, Josh. I already started redoing the ears, as you can see here. I have this picture of the signed, they took this is from the mold of the movie. And I can tell that I'm looking at this face at an angle. It's not an exact side profile. I'm a little bit behind this mask. I can tell by the way the camera angle is. But anyway, I got this ear to really go by. It's perfect. All right, the other ear, the other side is the problematic side. I'm having a hard time finding good pictures of that ear. But I have a good profile of this now. Now if I just tilt that forward like that. Yeah, baby. We got ourselves a Michael Myers mask. But I definitely have to fix this lip right up in this area. It's still got to be smoothed out. Peak needs to come up just a little bit higher. Yep, that looks about right. Now I got to get the tool to smooth that out. Got to feel for bumps here. I don't feel any. No pits. I did that perfectly. A little bit more work needs to be done there. So I need that. I'm going to use actually. All right, so this tool, pure carving tool, very sharp. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out that lumpy area that I can feel. Blend that back into the face. I'm only scraping that so lightly. I only took a little bit of clay off of that. I don't want to dig a hole. I'm not trying to do that. I'm trying to blend it back in. And the rest is actually naphtha. This should give me a really good hairline now. Yeah, it will, because I'll be able to go up to here and then kind of go out just a little bit. Not, I don't want to go lower. I want to just go across. But it's going to give, because I added that clay to the front, it's going to give it that natural bump out right here where it's supposed to be. Yeah, that looks a lot better. That looks a lot better. Hairline's a pain in the ass too. Yeah, the ears are getting done perfect. I want the ears perfect. Lips are very, very, very difficult, man. Now that looks pretty good, but I can still see up in here. Need it all to blend back in. Okay, one other tool I'm going to pull out. Where did you go? Here you are. Oop, that's not wide enough. Here you are. Yeah, I'm definitely not rushing this. I don't want to rush this job. Now, do I have that lip right? I have some better pictures here of the lip. So that picture there really tells me everything right there I need to know. I'm on fire, baby. The weird thing is, like you said, once you figure out the lips, game over, man. For me, anyway, because I think the lips are the hardest thing for me. They were the hardest thing for me. The nose wasn't easy either. Lips and nose were a bitch. Ears, I find they're a little easier. Because, I mean, you're trying to get the detail perfect. Yes. But it's the one thing people don't look at the most. But that face, if that face isn't accurate, man. If that face ain't right, it's hard to sell this mask. What am I looking for? Yeah, the side shot for the ears. What'd I do with you? There we are. There we are. Okay, so I know I got to sink that down. Not with that tool. Oh, there you are. I'm like, damn, where did you go? Now I need that line to follow this line right here. That line has to stay the same. It kind of scoops into here and follows us around, just like that. That's how that line's supposed to look. Plus this is sticking out too far. But the way you cut that back is not how you think. You don't cut it off from the top. Actually, you can. You can cut a little bit off of it from the top. Alright, so I'm going to do this. I want to set the depth right. Now, there's a piece here that's driving me nuts. You!
Did you see my comment?
No.
I can barely hear you.
Can they hear me now?
Well, I mean, you can hear you, but not like when you have a mic on.
The other mic though sounds like shit.
I'm just saying.
All right. How do we do this? Do we? I'm
Too late now, as you're already streaming.
Yeah, but I'm jumping off.
No.
I'm jumping off. Maybe not. Clay's not sticking to the new clay is not sticking to the old clay, and that's why I'm getting this weird. Oh man. All right, so yes, a lot of changes have been made. Hmm. But I got work to do yet. I still got some work to do on this. Definitely have a lot of work to do on this. Now, in order to see whether these lips are perfectly right, I have to stand above and look down on the face. They look kind of perfect, but this might have to go down back further right here. Looks like I might have put a little too much clay too far back here. I need to bring some of that. Oh, I gotta stand up and look. That's what I have to do. Okay. So. Looking better. It's looking good. So I want to. I just. Yeah, I'm gonna cut it right now though. I want to show you the folders. That's all. That's all. We don't have to do any of that. We can do the other shit later. All right, guys. I'm gonna jump off of here. Thanks for joining me, and I'll keep you informed on how this sculpture is coming along. Peace. See you.